it's selfish to not share incredible people with others. It takes undeniable talent, hard work, and a lot of motivation to turn your dream into your reality. People put here to inspire and tell their story. Although the journey is just the beginning, it is the foundation. Come into a world where passions are fueled and success spills over. Incapable of being limited or bounded. This is the Ill Table. Vivian Toots Chavez is the perfect mix of beauty and brains. As a professional model and creative director, the Mexican bombshell is making huge strides into the industry. Having experience in both arenas, the possibilities are endless. We'll hear more from Toots when we come back after these messages.
At least he's consistent. Oh well. It's like he plays a game of checkers with my heart. At least he's consistent. Oh yeah. And though I knew he was.
I had a one-night stand with a white guy. No, you know you could have told me a better lie than that. So, you, Mrs. Pro-Black Everything, Mrs. I wear Bantu knots to pay homage to my people, Mrs. I only celebrate Kwanzaa because white Santa ain't doing it. You did it with a white guy?
Y'all know I am not down for the swirl.
So what do you need?
I need
Zeke.
Oh, so we look like we were foolish.
Then I can't leave him alone. They say you're no good, but then I'm no good to me. You're not the same scat.
But I kind of like Zeke though. I mean, y'all should work it out.
Dion! Fuck!
After it's all
Okay, everybody out.
Hi, I'm ShellyNicole, and this is the season finale of The Ill Table. I am here with Vivian Chavez, also known as Toots. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. So we must let the people know this is not our first time. This is our second time. I just like to share these kind of moments with people so they can know how this production world works and how. But we're here.
We are here
again.
Time,
and you have probably more things to share. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to have you on here. Well, I definitely want to have you on here because you're a model and you do creative direction.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, I guess you're a shorter model than some would say. So I kind of want to just kind of get into that whole thing and how you kind of got started with that.
Well, I guess I would say that I got started with modeling. It was an accident.
Okay.
My mom always wanted us in extracurricular activities, and we stopped doing ballet. We did that for many years. Me and my sister, we did that for many years. I think I did it until like from 4 to 13.
Okay.
But then we couldn't do it anymore, so then I remember we were in the car and an ad for modeling and a modeling opportunity came up. And my mom's like, you guys want to try out? I'm like, okay, let's do it. So we did it and we got accepted to Barbizon, School of Modeling. I'm not sure if it's still there, but it was in Buckhead. And then we got accepted to the program. We did the whole program. And at the end of the program, they gave you the opportunity to submit your portfolio. But in order to do that, you need money.
Right.
You know, so we didn't have the money at the time.
Yeah.
So we're just like, okay, we finished the program.
Whatever.
Went on with life. And then modeling reappeared itself again in high school when I started doing little shows for a prom fashion show that we did at my high school to show off like the little the styles.
Right, of different dresses and stuff. Okay.
So then that happened, and then I graduated high school, and then when I got to college, I went to Clark Atlanta University. My sister's like, you know, they have fashion shows here. The spring fashion show, the homecoming fashion show. She's like, you need to try out, you need to try out. So I was like, I was a little skeptical and a little, you know, just, I didn't want to do it at first because I was like, I'm in a completely different environment. I don't know these people. I'm going to trip and fall on my face. So the first time when the first tryouts, I didn't end up walking. I showed up and everything, and I'm like, they're like, is anybody else going to walk? And I'm just sitting there like, no. So everyone's like, why aren't you walking? Why aren't you walking? I was like, no. So the tryouts were over. And turned out that fashion show didn't end up happening.
Okay.
So then they did tryouts for another fashion show, and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it. So I remember when I was walking, I was shaking, I was terrified. I was like, oh my god. I just remember thinking like, I'm probably not gonna make it. Everyone's looking at me like, what is she doing? Turned out I made it, and I ended up being a favorite amongst the people who ran the fashion show, and I ended up doing it for like 2-3 years, and then from there I gained following, you know. I started I started doing my own photo shoots.
Right.
You know, people were coming to me like, hey, let's shoot, and I was like, okay. And then I thought about it, I was like, oh, I'm making my portfolio. Like, I guess you could say I started making my portfolio without even really
knowing you were making your portfolio.
Right.
Gotcha.
And then in one of those fashion shows, I actually got signed to an agency, a small local agency. It was family owned. I lasted in that agency maybe just a year.
Okay.
Because my manager, since it was family owned, she was more like leaning towards giving her family the opportunities, and nothing against the company or anything, but I also at the time realized that I didn't want to do just commercial stuff, because that's like my height. I'm 5'3". With my height, I'm technically a commercial model. I was like, no, I want to do fun stuff. I want to do creative stuff, and that's also how I kind of jumped into creative direction too. But I didn't claim it. I just knew that I wanted to do stuff with more emotion, with more feeling, with more drama and color. So I ended my contract, and I started doing things on my own, and with that I just continued gaining more following. And then as of maybe a year or two ago, I realized I'm not going to be a commercial model, although that's the category they put me in. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do editorial and high fashion. It's going to take some work because, you know, in the industry they put you in this box according to your height and according to your look. And I'm like, no, I want to break down those barriers. So here I am today. Portfolio 3 years in the making, but it's literally like 90% done, to the point where I can start actually branching outside of Atlanta, expanding outside of Atlanta, and not just with modeling, but with my brand, She Is Toots, and with creative direction, which that's also grown over time. So here I am today.
So with your creative brand, She Is Toots, kind of tell what kind of creative direction is that? I know there are different kind of industries that people do. There are all types of things that can fall under. So what exactly is She Is Toots? Why that name? Where and how are you deciphering between being a model and the art direction?
Well, with creative direction, that technically falls under art direction. Art direction, many things under that umbrella. It's set design, it's creative direction, it's graphic design. It's basically all the creative elements and all the details that go into making, like, for example, this production.
Right.
Creative direction, like, my forte in the whole umbrella is the details, the little, like this bowl on the table. It doesn't need to be more to the right or more to the left. The colors. I realized more over the years that my creative direction is about color. I love to use color, and I think it has to do with the correlation of colors and feelings. So my brand actually started, I launched my website, I believe, this year. I think it was 2015. No, it was this year.
Yeah,
in February.
Mm-hmm.
In February. And I remember when I was getting into that whole process of building my brand, I was very nervous because I didn't know how people were going to react. You know, all my handles were Lay Toots before She Is Toots. So, you know, even just picking the She Is Toots thing was a process because I'm like, you know, this is my brand. This is how people are going to recognize me.
Right.
So at first I was thinking about She Is Vivian. And I was like, how many Vivians are there in the world? And what would make me Vivian stick out? And then I thought about my nickname, Toots, which my mom gave to me when I was, I believe, a sophomore in high school. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Enough with Jennifer Lopez. In the movie, Jennifer Lopez calls her daughter Toots.
Right.
But my mom, lovely Mexican lady that she is, has an accent, so she can't say Toots. She says Toots. So ever since then, the name just kind of stuck. And when I was doing the whole rebranding process, I was like, okay, I need something that sticks. And then it popped into my head. I'm like, well, why not She Is Toots? Because it's stuck already throughout the years, and it has sentimental value. So that's where She Is Toots got created. And then I started thinking about, okay, well, what is She Is Toots going to represent? Obviously me, but this is a brand. This is not just, again, just a modeling portfolio or just creative direction. This is a whole thing.
Right.
So that's when I also kind of had to take a leap of faith and trust myself and trust my skills and really claim creative direction, because everyone knew that I did modeling, but creative direction was also the introduction to that also came with the rebranding. Right. So yeah, I just kind of went with it, and luckily, not even luckily, like people just loved it. Loved it more than I would have thought, you know? Accepted it. That's the word.
That's always good. So you recently, with the creative direction, you recently did a Prince-inspired, I guess, commercial or promo type of thing, creative, you know, did all that. Where do you find your inspiration, and how do you make money off of it?
My inspiration comes from everything that's around me. Things that I read, things that I touch. I think I utilize a lot of the 5 senses of the human to really get my inspiration. You know, the things, like I said, the things that I read, the things that I touch, the things that I taste, the things that I see, mostly in the things that I hear. Music has a lot to do with my inspiration, because whenever I listen to music, I like to picture, like, what would it look like if this song was the theme song of my life, or of this idea. Right. And how do I make money out of it? Well, that's a whole other thing in itself, you know. Business and pleasure, it's 2 different things. So I guess you could say I make money out of it because there's always somebody somewhere trying to, you know, they need that kind of help, whether it's creative direction or whether they need a model, they need that help. So I've always said, if you're serious about what you want to do, if you're serious about bringing on the team, if you're serious about the whole project, then you're going to pay people. Right. You know, like I said, business is business. So whether, you know, if we're doing business, we're friends, but like I said, business is business. And, you know, a lot of people who are starting their own independent companies and independent brands, I feel like that's one thing that is a little iffy in the beginning stages, because you don't want things to get too overboard and you push the line between personal and business. Right. So, yeah, I can say, you know, just really, and especially as recently, finding the right people who are looking for those services. Right. Who are willing to pay based off of quality, not just, I want this money, you know, quantity, I should say.
So if you had to choose between modeling and creative direction, which one do you choose?
Believe it or not, creative direction.
Okay. And why exactly?
Because although I love modeling, like I love it with everything in me. It's been something that I've been doing for years and that I'm still working for. Like I said, I'm trying to break out of this box that they put me in. But I have a thing for detail, and I love to see things from the outside in instead of the opposite. Like when I do my own photo shoots, when I've created my own photo shoots, sometimes I wish I could replace myself with somebody else, or like split myself in 2 so I can see from the outside looking in, because there are times where I'm the model of my own shoot that I'm creative directing, and there's a little detail here, detail there, this could have been better. So, and I just like making people look good. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely creative direction.
And to check out all of her modeling and creative direction, you can log in to sheistoots.com, and we'll be right back after this. Hi guys, welcome back. We are at the season finale of The Ill Table. I am ShellyNicole, and we are here with Vivian Chavez, Toots. So I kind of wanted to touch on the Black Lives Matter and everything that's been going on this whole year and probably way before for years and years to come. But I have a story. It's September 14, 2013. So like we talked about, years and years this has been going on. Jonathan Farrell crashed his car. He went to a house for help. The neighbor got scared, of course, and they called the cops. 3 cops come, they tase him, they miss him, and then another guy going by the name Randall Carrick, he opened fire and he shot him 10 times and killed him. He was finally charged with voluntary manslaughter after 1 indictment and a mistrial. The jury was deadlocked. Nothing happened. And on May 14th, the city of Charlotte settled with the family for $2.25 million. So just with that being said and everything, and you being Mexican American, you went to a HBCU, how do those things resonate with you? And do you feel any, I guess not responsibility or any attachments or anything like that people may not feel that you are either maybe not know or even feel like you're entitled to have those? How do you deal with that?
Well, with everything happening, it hurts because the Black community has been a part of me for a really long time. Not a lot of people know that. When my parents got to the United States, I want to say like almost 30 years ago, a lot of their friends were Black. You know, I have a Black aunt, Aunt Jackie. She used to take care of me and my sisters. So we've always been around Black culture. So I don't want to say, I don't want people to misinterpret when I say what I say when I say that, I feel like it's a part of me. But I kind of do, because most of my friends, my colleagues, a lot of people who I consider family, it affects me because I'm like, it could have been one of them, or it can be one of them. Right. And being Mexican American people, it's different. We do have our own things that we deal with as far as immigration and stuff like that. Right. But it's not as extreme as this whole Black Lives Matter movement is. But like I said, it makes me very upset that this stuff, we're in 2016 and this stuff is still going on. There's no reason that my Black brothers and sisters needs to be going through this type of stuff anymore. We're so much better than this.
So what kind of, did you march? You went in March, right? So what kind of other things are you doing to I guess, put your statement or put your marker what you believe in as far as this movement goes? What are some things that you're doing or want to do or encourage others to do?
Well, definitely, I work a lot with kids outside of what I do, and definitely I try and instill awareness and knowledge into these kids, whether they're Black, white, purple, polka dot, whatever. Just, I want to, anybody who I come in contact with or have a conversation with, I want to, share my thoughts, because I am a minority, and at the end of the day, it's an issue that needs to be addressed. And the fact that so many people kind of put it aside is just no, these problems need to be addressed. And like I said, what I do is informing any way I can, especially with the younger generations, because at the end of the day, they're our future. So if we don't instill some positivity into them, then what is our world going to be when they're our age, or when they come to a point in their life where they're in charge, or they take these places, for example, an office. Right. So it's just time to change, and I think it should start with the younger generation. And with now, us being older and stuff like that, I feel like everybody should be just encouraging everyone that they come in contact with. And love is a big thing that has to do with it. Love changes everything. Love is the answer. So, yeah.
Great. We'll be right back after this.
Unity is a criminal element, then this automatically paves the way for the police to move into the Negro community, exercising Gestapo tactics, stopping any Black man who is on the sidewalk, whether he is guilty or whether he is innocent, whether he is well-dressed or whether he is poorly dressed, whether he is educated or whether he is dumb, whether he's a Christian or whether he's a Muslim. As long as he is Black and a member of the Negro community, the white public thinks that the white policeman is justified in going in there and trampling on that man.
Welcome back. This is the season finale of The Ill Table. I am ShellyNicole. I'm here with Vivian Chavez. She is Toots. And, you know, I'm in the birthday, so we're just gonna...
Ooh, me too.
Your birthday is July
31st. You better know my birthday.
I knew that. Okay, so let's see what it says. You are cautious, careful, and a good planner, and you have a fair amount of executive ability. Because of your keen foresight and good judgment, many seek your advice and profit by it. You are frank and honest in your judgment of others. Take care in the selection of your mate and do not marry in haste.
That's very true. And the older I get, the more true it becomes.
Yeah, right?
I like literally everything that you said. It's just like, these were characteristics that I was afraid to show, and now they're just like, oh,
yeah,
they're out there.
You're owning, embrace.
Right.
Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to tell the people that when we are sitting here next year, 2017, we will be talking about all the great things you did. What would you have done? Let the people know. Look into that camera and let them know.
Which camera?
That camera.
All right, people. This time next year, I will be in a major magazine. I will creative direct for major people or brands, all of it. And I will travel the world and live life and grow.
Nice.
Because that's what we're here to do.
Awesome.
And evolve.
Nice. So we'll be celebrating. I'm excited.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, that is a wrap for season 4 of The Ill Table. Thank you, Vivian, for sitting with me. Thank you to all my guests. Thank you to my whole crew. And we'll be back. Have a good one. For more info on the guest featured today, visit theilltable.com and itsshelly.com.